Hey guys, this is Tom Box, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my top 4 branded Chimera deck profile. The results were from our recent local OTS store championship. It's the first one I played in I don't know how many years. I judged every single one, and my first try back got top 4, got the invite. Really wish I could go a little bit further, but sometimes when you open a full house in your hand, you just don't really get a chance to play. But it is what it is. I'm still pretty happy with this. I'm going to give you guys my deck profile. Now that I have the invite, I'm probably going to play decks that require you to read every single one of my cards. And it's probably going to take you about 40 minutes, so you're going to have a terrible time playing me. I'm going to be that dark horse in the tournament. I probably should cut this out. Yeah, so anyways, I'm going to be giving you guys my rundown of the matchups, things that I wish I could do a little bit differently, and maybe changes to the side deck coming up anyways, since we are going into the next ban list. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit subscribe, ding that notification bell, and let's go. Okay, here's my quick tournament report. So round 1, we have Tier Cash, 2-1. Round 2, we have Salamangre, 2-0. They made a misplay. Round 3, Branded Despia, Super Poly battle. I lost that battle in battle phase. And then round 4, we have Unchained. I won game 1, then game 2, I dropped the Nibiru, and then Drew swarmed out the Lord Yama, and that was it. And then round 5, Chimera Branded. My opponent did not open the nuts. There was too many Fallen of Albaz pieces in his hand, and no pieces of Chimera, so that's how I took that one. And also Cross of Designator just wins games. Round 6 versus Pearly, lost the die roll, watched them dunk me on full combo, and then I dunked him back with my full combo and ripped apart the Pearly and got rid of an extra card out of his hand, so there's no triple tactics thrust to follow up on anything that I do. That was really good for me because he's starting with a 3-card hand. And then game 3, I just died. I watched him dunk on me again because I opened 2 Albaz, 2 Gazelle, and I really couldn't do anything here. And then we hit top 8, and that hand actually shows up again. So top 8, I was the only X2 that made top 8. We have Sword Soul. I won that one 2-0. Game 1, he played into Nibiru. Did not respect Nibiru, but it's not that he couldn't respect it, it's just that he didn't have a discard outlet for the Long Yan, even though he searched it. So yeah, took that one, and then I nibbed into Mirror Sword. That's an OTK. Then I followed up with a quick, well, actually it's not even a quick game. I was under anti-spell the entire game, but then I just played punchy game because I couldn't build a monster up. And then top 4, Salamangre. We're going back to Salamangre, which I 2-0'd. That was Nelson, and this is his run back, and this is his comeback story. And we finished that one with 1-2. Just couldn't get out of Gozen match. I drew monster. I had Gazelle, Fallen Albaz, and Nibiru. I probably should have just left his Nibiru token up rather than kill it. I should just put mine in defense, but just let him have it, and then I'll just put my indestructible monsters as long as I need to, and then I'll just fuse off when I don't need them anymore. So that was my hope. But that's kind of what happened. That's my tournament rundown. Let's go into the deck list. Okay, so here is my deck list, starting off with Triple Gazelle. You don't want to open so many copies of this so that it clogs your hand, but if you do, try to make the best of it. That's all I can really say. You can use this search mainly for the Chimera Fusion, but if you already have Fusion, just search for Berfman and just fuse off the Berfman anyway. It's fine. It's really not that bad, and it's better than not opening anything. And you have to balance your opening between the basic stuff using the illusion cards or just directly fusing. If you directly fuse, you might even be able to play past draw Lockbird. 2 copies of Berfman. I realize it's not that bad. Okay, it's bad to open it, but it can be worse. But if you already have Berfman, just find a way to fuse it off out of your hand. It's triple of one of the best 1-card starter in the entire deck, and triple of the searcher of that 1-card starter. I have used this to search out Berfman once because I already have the fusion pieces, and I really just wanted to be giving my opponent a really rough time so they didn't know what I was doing. But usually when they start with Kodo and they search for the Chimera pieces, they really want that fusion in hand because all the materials are already there, and if they get their Mirror Sword cut off, it's just not worth it. You don't get the follow-up, so you have to make do. Don't just do cookie cutter plays because you're gonna play into all the hand traps because that's what people play for. So anyways, 2 Fallen Albaz. I used to play 1, but there's been so many times where I've branded Fusion and I couldn't play it. It was so annoying, so I decided to play 2 copies, and it came up every single time I needed it, so I'm really happy. And not only that, the normal summon of Fallen Albaz came up, usually in the games where you last more than 1 or 2 turns, but when you normal summon this, you really force out their cards. And even under Gozen match, you can take their extra deck monsters and still make a Mirror Jade, so it came up a lot. Triple Ash, yes, these are German Ashes. I recently swapped with Kanak TCG, Kanak Gaming, and also Richard. You know, they were still here after YCS Vancouver, and we did some swaps. So this was my recent swap. I played 2 copies of Ghost Warner. Ghost Warner won me a game where my opponent dropped a monster. Sorry, Nelson. And I got rid of it and then burned him for game. But it's also very useful, although it's really bad against Flu, and my deck has a pretty bad Flu matchup because I also main deck 2 copies Nibiru. That's kind of weird because I'm playing 2 copies of so many matchups. I could have played a third. I probably would choose to play a third, but I just didn't. I sided the third one just in case I needed it, and I played like 1 copy of Effect Veiler just so that I would have a cross-out target for it just in case. But it's also like a hand trap that it's not once per turn, and I want to be able to negate stuff. So did Veiler come up? No, I'll probably switch this card out for something else, but I'd probably keep Mourner for sure. Anyways, into the spell cards. Triple Chimera Fusion. I had 1 game where 2 cards got hit the graveyard, and then my last card, I think this is against Pearly, they absorbed it, so I have no way to fuse. Basically, it's almost scoop phase at that point. Triple Branded Fusion. I don't play any of the other branded cards. I think there is a way to maybe fit 1 or 2 cards. I kind of want to play Branded Exile if it was possible, because it's really strong to kind of pair your Chimera with the branded cards on the field at the same time. You might be playing into a Nibiru, but you know that's just how it is. I played 2 copies of Talents. You should play Talents, especially if you rip 1 card, might as well rip the second card. It makes the next turn much easier, and you basically win. I played triple Crossout Designator and the one Call by the Grave. You just max out on these. Although you do have Ash Baits already, like Branded Fusion doesn't necessarily mean that you want to go into the branded package, but they will Ash it and then you just play through it. But having these hit Imperm at least 3 times with this, so yeah, paid off. Definitely paid off. They hit it on the Burfman on my chain, and then I won. Yeah, simple stuff. Not that difficult. And then Triple Super, probably the best card in the entire deck. Ridiculous. I think you just win most games. Anytime I saw this card, I think I won that game. So yeah, just not being able to respond is just ridiculous. And finally, I chose to play 3 Book of Moon. Could this have been Eclipse? I think I personally would still play Book of Moon in terms of the game 1. I'd probably side in Book of Eclipse. I didn't side it. That's actually one of my biggest regrets, that I didn't side Book of Eclipse, because it was definitely going to be one of the more impactful cards. And then there is 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence, and that makes up for the main deck. Okay, starting off with the Chimeras, there's 2 copies of Guardian Chimera. It's something stupid that happened last week. I think it's a little cheesy. Okay, so after I pick up my cards, I just leave them in the same order. So for the extra deck, it's not organized. It's just exactly how it was played through. And so there's 1 Chimera at the front, 1 Chimera at the back. The guy used Cashier Unicorn, look through my extra deck, rip the Guardian Chimera, and then proceed to get Guardian Chimera. Because it's like, hey, there's a second one. Yeah, you just missed it. So that felt kind of cheesy. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe don't shuffle. Maybe don't store your extra deck. Then there is Chimera Illusion Beast and 2 King of Phantom Beast. They're just staple. These are just all required cards, and the other required card has got to be the Albaz package stuff, but this is the most important one. And then we have Mirror Jade Follow-Up, Lubellion, and Albion. I don't have any more space for any more package, but there's definitely more space that can be made because there's certain cards that were just completely useless. Anyways, Super Poly package, we have Mud Dragon of the Swamp, Garura, Magnum came up, and Magnum is really good because it provides you with Disruption, it provides you with the pop. And then the useless package, well, this is not useless, I did play this, Dracostapelia. This is also very good. The useless 2 cards that never got made, Dracoid Quest and Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. This I'm gonna cut for sure. I'm gonna swap it out for something else. This, if you play against Vanadium, if you have Vanadium, then you would play it, but I never fought that matchup and no one made a single Baron on me, so this was completely useless. These could be better cards. Okay, let's go into the side deck. Okay, side deck wise, I'm gonna show you the list, and I'm also gonna tell what I'm gonna change. So first of all, we have Nibiru. I'm probably gonna put this into the main deck. Maybe I'll just swap out the Veiler so I can have triple Nib. But anyways, that's 1. And then next we have 2 Herald of the Abyss. I'm probably gonna try to shove in a 3rd copy. I think might be worth it. And then I have to play triple Cosmic Cyclone. Every single matchup, everyone decides anti-spell against you. You need some way to out it, and one of the best ways is to use Cosmic Cyclone. So this is the laziest way to do it, and it's also the fastest, which is why I don't play the Lightning Storm stuff. I played 3 Druid Worm and 1 Magnemite. Never saw this card. Saw this against the matchups that needed it, so that was fine. But I think I don't need this one anymore. Honestly, I don't think the Magnemite is necessary. For blowout cards, I wish I sided, so I'm probably going to keep. It's going to be evenly matched. just comes up, and you know, the lower the skill level of the area that you play, the more effective this card is going to be. But if you play against like people that are really skilled, then this card becomes useless. I kind of wanted to swap this for something else, and I'll tell you what I would do. And then finally, I played 2 copies of D-Berry. I've always only played 2 copies of D-Berry. I've never tried to play all 3 copies because I don't like D-Berry into like another D-Berry, like overclogging with D-Berry. And I mainly just sided one, so it gets to a point where I might not even play the second one. But it's so good against Pearly that I can't not play it. Yeah, how about that? But let me give you a rundown of like the stuff that I want to try. I realized this later on, but it's a floodgate. I would probably play There Can Be Only One in the side for this deck. I might even try to put it in the main, because if you think about the line of the illusions, let me just grab the cards here. When you start your play with, say, Mirror Sword Knight, you normal summon, you have an illusion. You activate the effect. I mean, There Can Be Only One. Well, guess what? You can still summon out your Big Wing Berthelmet. Berthelmet effect. You're adding a beast into your hand. You're not type locked, all right? You're not type locked under anything, and you get the Chimera Fusion. You Chimera Fusion, guess what you summon? You summon a beast. So you went from illusion to fiend to beast, and then using the effect, Big Wing will summon this back. This can still activate. That's the funny part, because you do have valid targets for this. You still have a fiend that's available for this, which is the other Berthelmet. So when you activate this, now that it's not on the board, when you during resolution, you'll just summon out whatever that is most valid, but most likely it's just gonna be like another copy of Big Wing Berthelmet and still live. And it also keeps Chimera Fusion live too. And there's just ways that you can play around it. And now if you kept the illusion monster in your hand, say from Gazelle, you can play Chimera Fusion and you can still fuse off your card. So you play Chimera Fusion, you can't summon into any beast at this particular point. You do lose out some options, but you're trying to stop your opponent from playing. And I think that There Can Be Only One will hurt them more than it will hurt you. But that's just my take on it. Like, it might be a really cheesy thing to try out in the future, and I'm definitely gonna try it out because TC Boo is so strong in this format. And well, that's all I really have. That's all I got for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my top 4 OTS Store Championship branded Chimera deck profile. Yeah, I rarely get to do that about myself because I'm judging all the time, but I'm really happy to be able to dive back into competitive play. And you know, that's something I promised I was going to show more on the channel, more duels. Hopefully when Nishi's back, we get to open up some Age of Overlord and share some of that stuff with you as well. So definitely don't want to miss that. Check out MSTmerch.com. Stick around, subscribe, ding that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day and stay awesome.